Hi guys, I'm Tay. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm actually going to be walking you through one of my really quick 15-20 minute meals. And it's not necessarily the healthiest, but it's one of the surprisingly tastiest, and it's super simple. And I made fun of my husband for eating a version of this when we first started dating, and then I tried it once and joke's on me. So let's get into it. All right, so all you're going to need is 2 bags of broccoli florets. I just get the steamables, a can of cream of mushroom soup, a stick of butter. We're not going to use the whole stick. We're actually going to use like 3 tablespoons, but I have the whole stick here. Some rice, and then I'm using breakfast sausage, so it does have some spices and stuff for like breakfast sausage. I would use, if you don't have something like this, I would use like an Italian sausage. That would be my recommendation for this, just so you have a little bit of the spices and stuff. So I am terrible, and I did forget to thaw this out, and so it is still a little bit frozen. It's kind of thawed, but not the greatest. So we're going to get this in the skillet first. Also, I do want to mention that I do obviously have something that's like burning under the burner, but I'm not going to mess with it today. Alright, so while we let that cook, I'm actually going to cook the rice in the microwave. I am going to do 2 cups of rice with 2 cups of water, and I'm going to put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. One thing I do want to note is that I do have a really bad habit of forgetting to thaw out whatever meat I am using, and so that is the main reason that I started freezing the meat that we buy in bulk. Whenever we put it into smaller bags, I typically store it completely flat. That way it doesn't take near as long to thaw out as when you have a tube or a chunk of it. Just a little tip that I picked up from being a lazy cook and buying meat in bulk. Alright, so the meat is about halfway done, and before it's actually done, I'm going to go ahead and put the broccoli in, and that's because the broccoli is still frozen, and so it's going to release water, and I'm going to want this to cook down for a long enough time that a lot of the water evaporates. And so I don't want the sausage to be fully cooked when I put it in there, because then the sausage will be overdone by the time the water cooks out. Alright, so while I'm waiting for this to cook down, I am going to go ahead and add the 3 tablespoons of butter. Also, if you have a lid, I would 100% cover this with a lid. I do not have a lid for this pan, and so I'm gonna get real fancy and use a pizza pan. I know I've cut out a few of the dead moments, but the rice just finished, so we're about 10 minutes in, just so you know how long this takes time-wise. Another thing I want to note is that this sausage that we get doesn't really have a ton of grease, and so I don't actually drain the whole pan. What I'm going to do is, once I get this cooked down to where I want it, I'm just going to tilt the pan and use a paper towel to get some of the grease out. It's a lot easier than dumping the whole thing when I know there's not going to be that much grease. Alright, so the sausage is done, the broccoli is hot. The time on this recording is 17.5 minutes. And now I'm going to add the can of cream of mushroom soup. Salt and pepper. And you just keep stirring it until your cream of mushroom soup starts to bubble. And you mix everything else in. And there you have it. We are going to just put it on top of the rice. You could put the rice in the pan and mix it all together. I just know that I don't have enough space in that pan and I will overflow it. And so I'm not going to do that. Also, you can doctor this up a little bit. Oh, I also want to note that this recording just hit 20 minutes, and it's the same recording from when I went through and was showing you all the ingredients and everything. And so this is truly a super quick 20-minute meal. I have doctored this up before. Sometimes I put like minced onion and garlic and a little bit of lemon juice, or sometimes I get super fancy and I'll like do like a diced onion. By fancy, with my sausage and cream of mushroom soup. Funny. But, you know, sometimes I do doctor this up a little bit, but this is just the super basic, super quick. I didn't feel like making anything weigh. And honestly, my husband is like a super basic eater. And so this way, with no extra bells and whistles, is how he likes it, how he prefers it. And so, yeah, this is dinner tonight. It's super simple. Like I said, it's not necessarily the healthiest meal in the world, but it's also not the most unhealthy. I mean, the cream of mushroom soup just isn't that healthy. You can do like the reduced sodium. You could also do like your own version of cream of mushroom soup, add a can of mushrooms and do some butter and cream, and I don't know, I always use the can. So however you make cream of mushroom soup, put it on some rice, mix in the rice. You can also mix this all together, put it in a 9x13, throw some cheese on the top, then it becomes a casserole. And it's just really versatile. I really like it like this, but like I said, it obviously can be like the starter base for something more complicated if you would like it to be. So I hope you enjoyed me walking you through this 20-minute meal. Super easy, super quick, one of my husband's favorites. But if you haven't watched this video yet, I would watch this one next. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.